lovers, my name is Carrie and this is Spines and Spoilers. Today I am doing the Hello September Booktag. I like to start my videos by talking about what I am reading and what I am drinking. Today I'm just drinking ice water because I'm trying to make good choices in life. Emphasis on trying. And I am listening to the audiobook for The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. It's so good right now. Immaculate vibes, really enjoying it. I'm also very slowly getting through The Front Door by Dean Koontz. It's not a bad book by any means, it's just a physical copy. I'm about halfway through, as you can see, and it takes me a lot longer to read physical copies these days because I just don't necessarily have the time. Yeah, so far I would recommend looking into it, just make sure you're aware that there's a big trigger warning for suicide. Moving on to the book tag though, the first question is Goodbye Summer. What is your favorite summer read? For this one I said The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This is one of those books where I can read it over and over again, but I find myself reading it during the summer more often than not. It's also just one of my comfort series, like it can help me out of a reading slump, or I'll just end up reading the series 3 times in a row. Number 2 is Hello September. What is a book you plan to read this month? The next book that I plan on reading is Rise and Divine by Lena Harper. It's part of the Thistle Grove Witch series, which I absolutely love so far. There hasn't been a miss yet with those books. Her books have just the right amount of witchiness and romance and even like sex scenes. I'm not big on sex scenes and stuff like that, but she does it well. Number 3 is Back to School. What's a title that you've started several times but have never finished? For this one, I said Percy Jackson. I have tried so many times to read that book. I really have, because so many people seem to love it. And I think that author is generally like a wholesome human being. You know, it's great that they're doing all these things and including such great representation. But I just can't get into it. I think that Percy is just the worst. I can't stand his character. Number 4, Autumn is Coming. What's a book cover that reminds you of fall? Basically any of the Frog and Toad books. It literally doesn't even matter which one, all of them remind me of fall. I love them so fucking much. Number 5, The Leaves Begin to Fall. What is a read praised by others that fell short for you? For this one I said A Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. It just did not hit for me. I just wasn't a big fan of it. It was forgettable at best, very predictable. Just wasn't a big fan. Sorry. Also, basically anything by Lucy Foley. No offense, but I can't get into her writing. Number 6, the usual daily routine starts again. What are the habits you implement before starting to read? Usually I have my headphones in, regardless of whether it's an audiobook or a physical book, ebook, whatever. I'll usually have my headphones in. I like to have something like a coffee, you know, tea maybe. And yeah, I'll find somewhere, if I'm reading a physical book or an ebook, I'll try to find somewhere cozy to read. But if it's an audiobook, then I'm usually like up doing chores and things like that. Number 7, a book that you have devoured. For this one, I said Camp Damascus and Bury Your Gaze. Both of them are by Chuck Tingle, and I read both of them basically in one sitting. I think I technically went to sleep in between with Camp Damascus and then just like immediately woke up the day after and started reading it again. And yeah, both of them are fantastic books and I do recommend them. They're extremely queer. Number 8, The Cold is Behind the Doors. A read that you consider suitable for the period that you would like to recommend. And for that one I chose Camilla. I think it's highly underrated and that people should check it out. It did a lot for, you know, the vampire mythos and, you know, and it's queer. There is at least one like bisexual vampire. Go read it. Number 9 is A New Wind Comes and Blows the Pages. What is the smoothest book you've ever read? Again, that's probably The Hunger Games. This is one where I literally read the entire series within maybe 48 hours, probably more like 36, but I just sat there and devoured the entire series and immediately wanted to read it again. And that's how I feel every single time I read this series. And I can't even tell you how many times I've read it at this point. I really can't. Number 10 is the last question. It's Birds Migrate. What book immediately disappeared from shelves after it was released? Most recently, I would say Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I feel like that book came out and was immediately gone. It immediately disappeared off of shelves. I couldn't find it anywhere. This is usually where I would link the creator and everything, but I don't know the creator for this one. Also, this was translated from Italian. The tag was originally in Italian. If you know who the person who made this tag, like what their handle was, please leave it below and I'll add it to the description. But right now, I have no one to credit because I can't find them. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it way more than you know. If you want to like and share and subscribe and all that stuff, that would be wonderful, but it's up to you. You know, that's your business. What's most important to me is that you remember, above anything else, to please love yourself. For me. Please? Okay, thank you. Bye!